The insurance industry has often grappled with simplifying complex topics while building strong relationships with customers. This challenge intensifies in the digital age where information overload can be rather overwhelming. But challenges often breed innovation, right? Joining us to discuss customer experience and the importance of trust in the digital age is an industry veteran from Malaysia known for his forward thinking approach, the Chief Client Officer of MCIS Life, Ragunath Murthy, popularly known as Pak Jo. All right. Welcome, Pak Jo.
Yeah.
Great to have you on the show.
Yeah. Nice of you to also invite me. Yeah. Kumaran. Yeah.
You've had a long and illustrious career in the insurance industry, not just in Malaysia, but in Indonesia and Vietnam as well. Maybe a little bit about your professional journey over the last 20 to 30 years would be a good way to kickstart the show.
Sure. So I joined in the insurance industry as an agent. So as an agent in Prudential, Malaysia, I was around about 20 years in the business. And then at the mid-40s, I had the opportunity to set up a shop in Indonesia, which is also relating to insurance industry, but quite different way it was set up. So I took the opportunity, went over to Indonesia, took my whole family over to Jakarta, and then started this outfit for a friend of mine who was a major investor. I was just what I call the managing director of the company. And that took really, that business really took to a different height. And a lot of people in Indonesia felt that this is a very unique way of running a business with the insurance industry. So I was with Allianz, where I had a company called BUSS. In Indonesia means Bagus, Bangun Usaha Sukses Sejahtera. And after a couple of years there, I was headhunted by AIA, Indonesia. It was called AIG at that time. That's my first taste in the corporate surroundings. And the last company I was in Indonesia was called FWD. And this is where actually I was exposed to the digital world, because FWD wanted to do things differently, and they wanted to use the digital way of doing business, So we were the first company in 2013, where we did what we call onboarding of customers, basically via the tablet. Okay, no paper, no pen, no pencil, They call it straight through process, or STP, where even the issuance of policies were done via emails and things like that. So that was the first taste of the digital world, because at that time, most insurance companies were still very traditional, trying to do stuff the old way. And I felt that this was something that's really, really exciting. And in fact, that they even got me to go to Singapore insurance industry talk and shared my experience with them. With that knowledge, I got into the regional role on FWD. And then I realized that actually the digital space, there are so many things that you can learn, And so I thought to myself, maybe I'll take a break from the insurance industry. I joined a company, it was called KPI Soft. They were basically on performance management. And what the company wanted to do is build a platform for insurance agents to be more effective and efficient. Again, agents were all very traditional, they do all things in paper and pen, and the information that comes to them is also pretty slow. So we built a platform, a group of developers together with me. We built a platform, and that platform was then taken over to Indonesia, because that's where I was for more than 10 years. And fortunately for us, that platform did pretty well. One of the companies in Indonesia started using that, and the owners of this company, KPI Soft, felt that maybe I should then help them to develop their business in America. So they had an office in America, so I was sent to America to develop their health product. It's more for primary care hospitals. I was then invited come back to the insurance industry by FWD. They got me to come to Vietnam to assist them because they just bought another insurance company and they wanted to digitalize the agency force. So I was there for a while. until I got headhunted, and then I went to Cambodia in Phnom Penh, where I was with AIA. So I was in AIA for a while in yeah, and in 2018, had an opportunity to come back to Malaysia. And presently, I'm with MCIS Live. I was the Chief Distribution and Marketing Officer, but the last 2 years, I've taken a new role as Chief Client Officer. So that's a little bit about my history in the insurance industry.
The thing is, the challenges in the insurance industry, right, it's always an interesting discussion, because I think it's fair to say that a major hurdle has always been, simplifying complex concepts and building trust with customers. Right? So considering this, what are some of the strategies that you would recommend to build trust with customers in today's digital environment?
Yeah. So if I just go backwards a little bit, so the insurance industry's main source of business, I would say most of the traditional insurance companies are through agents. The insurance companies are just purely manufacturing products. Okay, they don't sell. Okay, they just service. But selling per se is not done by insurance company. It's done by what I call independent contractors who have an agreement with the insurance company for them to bring the business. Okay, so this is where I think this is where the gap is, because the insurance company basically doesn't know the customer. Okay, who knows the customer? He's the independent contractor. Okay, yeah, the guys on the ground. All they know is this guy who sold them the insurance policy, and because it's an individual who's selling. So the way they provide the customer service is basically very limited. It might be very personal, in the sense that you give them a call, they'll call you, they'll come over to your home. If you're in the hospital, they may come and visit you. Very personal. But other than that, the experience, it's not. They can't, because they're just an individual. So I think this is where the insurance company now has to think about how they can also come in and give a customer experience more than what the agent can give. So I just give you an example today. Like TNB, Tenaga Nasional Malaysia. Okay, those days when you want to pay their bills, you have to go to the counter, pay their bills, queue, But today, what happens via the app, you can do everything. In fact, TNB even gives you a daily consumption of your electricity bill. The experience today with TNB, it's totally different than what it was about maybe 5-6 years ago. Okay, so I think just taking that example, this is what insurance companies should be also doing. Giving that sort of an experience to the customer, which is more than what the agent.
So, talking about customer experience, there was a survey published November last year.
Okay.
A customer satisfaction survey. Here it is. The Malaysian Takaful Association, Life Insurance Association of Malaysia, and Persatuan Insurance Arm Malaysia, which I believe is the General Insurance Association of Malaysia, in collaboration with Bank Negara Malaysia, have released the findings of the Customer Satisfaction Survey 2022. Overall, the survey has shown encouraging trends in the industry, with a notable increase in the Customer Satisfaction Index, score rising from 80 points in 2018 to 85 points in 2022. It also adds that 74% of customers expressed a positive sentiment regarding the insurance and Takaful experience. While the survey also revealed that some customers continue to experience inefficiencies, the overall outlook suggests a growing sense of trust among Malaysian customers in the insurance industry. So based on your observations, what are the core factors that have contributed to the progress made so far in this area? This is beyond just digitalization that I'd like to get your observation on.
Yeah, sure. So I for my perception, majority of the insurance companies in Malaysia are distributing their insurance product through agency. That means to individual agents who go out and seek a business for the companies. Okay, so I would think the customer satisfaction survey is majority is talking about that distribution channel. Okay, because insurance companies also sell through online, to their website and so. But I think majority of it is basically to the the word they use is agency channel. Okay. Having said that, so my take will be, because agents today they have to be more professional. They have to do CPD hours. They have to continuously improve their knowledge. They have to do financial planning, So I think more and more agents seriously want to do a good job. And customer service is part and parcel of, importance for the agents to provide a better service, so that the customer will come back and keep on purchasing insurance policies from them. So I think if there is a mark of 5% going up, the majority of the reasons could be the agents are getting better in terms of providing services. And I also think, because those days to reach out to the insurance companies, or maybe only over a phone, but today you have many other platforms that you can reach out to the company via the social media, via their website and things like that. That gives a little bit of, I would say, comfort to the insurance company, the insurance customers, that they can reach out to the companies. Yeah.
So the role of an insurance agent now, based on what you said, the role of an insurance agent now is vastly different from how it was, like, say, 10, 15 years ago, where back then they were just supposed to go out there, sell insurance policies and get people to sign on the dotted lines. But today their role is like, there's a lot more to their responsibilities. It's not just selling, but there is some kind of administration works. There's some, post-sale, customer satisfaction issues that they need to handle, claims, etc. Am I correct in my assessment of what you just said?
No, I mean, insurance agents for all the while have been doing the same thing, pre-sales and post-sales. Okay. What I'm saying is that now the agent, more equipped in providing faster services, maybe, because they themselves also can access the company's services much faster. In that way, the turnaround time of returning a phone calls, or returning or claim services are much faster. So I would think that has helped in the area of customer experience survey, which has gone up. So the work is the same, but maybe now I can give you better and faster service. And the other point is that insurance agents, basically, like I say, because they realize a customer is gold. Okay, so they know that if they get a good customer, the customer will bring them business by word of mouth. So they understand that is a very important thing. So even if you call an agent at 1:00 in the morning, the guy will call you back because he wants to make sure that you are happy with this service, and then you will recommend friends over to him, or her. Yeah.
But it actually helps also customers, because now they have many other channels to seek information, so they don't have to entirely rely on just getting it. Like you said, you have social media channels for them to seek information, other apps and all that stuff. So the reliance on agents also becomes a little less compared to what it was before, where everything goes back to the agent, and then the agent has to make the calls to the relevant departments to get the information, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if just now was beyond digitalization, I'd like to come back to digitalization. Now, the insurance landscape is undergoing a fascinating transformation with InsurTech solutions and all that, revolutionizing the industry. Now, this, as much as it's challenging, but this presents traditional companies with a lot of unique, opportunity to adapt and innovate, right? So I'd like to get your thoughts here. What are some exciting ways you see established insurance companies, including your own company, embracing this change to improve their customer experience and stay competitive in the face of competition from the likes of insurtech companies?
So actually, insurtech companies are assisting the insurance companies. Okay. Because at the end of the day, the product is still from the insurance companies. The insurtech companies might be assisting them because they do manufacture products. Okay, they help in maybe distributing some of the products. Facilitating. So, at the end of the day, whatever you call themselves, the product is still coming from these insurance companies. Okay, so in that way, insurtech companies are actually collaborating with the insurance companies. One of the reasons is because they they have got themselves in the digital space where the insurance company has legacy issues, and they difficult for them to go into that space. So well, these guys, no legacy issue, they find a small gap there, and they say, okay, let's now work with the insurance company, and we provide that space. Should have been maybe the insurance company doing it, but because they couldn't, so these guys could do. But end of the day, I think they all working together to see that the most important thing is more and more people have insurance. What we call penetration rate. The more people have insurance, I think from a macro perspective, everybody should be happy. But coming back to your point, I think what the insurance companies' biggest issue is because of legacy system. Because they've done for so many years, their cost system outdated. That's why they can't move as quick as possible. So I think that's the space that is going to move as far as the insurance companies are concerned, because they realize younger people think differently. Younger people need a different sort of experience. Today, less people actually talk. Everybody's only on text. So, and if they are more and more on text, then you must have a platform that can give you that space to transact with them or to communicate with them. So I think so. The way forward looks pretty exciting. To me, because like at the end of the day, is that we should reach out to as many people as possible, so they buy, they have a coverage or they have some protection. Now, what I see that is happening is the products are becoming and more innovative now, because a different segment of people, you can create products that will benefit them. Like, for example, I give you a simple example is like if you take Grab today. You can insure yourself for the trip of 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So I'm taking one ride from here to there. I pay 10 cents and 15 cents and I cover myself for a certain amount of money. Now, that kind of product never existed before. Traditionally, the product is a 1-year product. Okay. So today, it's a one ride product. So that's where the creativeness coming in, because that kind of things will help a certain segment of industry, which will be very targeted in terms of protection. Okay.
Right, excellent, Pak Jo. Let's conclude this session with some inspiration, right? So maybe you could tell us about 1 or 2 high-impact achievements in your career that you feel extremely proud of.
Wow.
Or at least 2 of the latest ones, I would say, if it's difficult to do.
Yeah. I think I'm proud that I got a wonderful wife and kids.
I think that goes, it's always precious.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, if I can just think about the recent years, I would think 2 things that I can think of. I'm sure there are many, but it's 2 things that's coming on my head right now. One is the collaboration that we did with the National Cancer Society, where we donated a mobile clinic, or we call it a truck. Actually, we call it a purple truck because the color of the company is purple. So we donated that truck to them to go down to the outskirts, to the remote villages, to do cancer screening. Okay. So the truck was basically equipped with all the cancer screening tools, which is basically not just to find whether there's some irregularities. That's all. Okay. It's not like we got a mammogram or whatsoever. It's just fine to check whether there's some irregularities. And if there's some irregularities, then they would do a follow-up and find more diagnosis to be done. But the idea was to go down and do as many screening as possible. Okay. And that sort of I felt good about it, because we are moving away from being an insurance company. We're now doing something which is out of our space, so to speak, and I think that's what younger people will look for, So your insurance company, so what do you stand for now, So by having this, I felt that we are actually adding value to what we are doing, and reaching out to people in terms of the area of cancer. And I think that also resonated with me, because after I did that, a year later, my daughter was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, really?
And she was a young girl, 21 years old, and she was diagnosed. She was in UK and during the COVID time and all that kind of thing. And when I was in UK staying with her, I realized the pain that she was going through chemo. Now, if she was diagnosed much earlier, she don't have to do all this.
Yeah.
So that's where I felt even more what do you call emotional about wanting to help National Cancer Society and going down to the ground and screen as many people as possible. So we have screened a couple of 30,000-40,000 people now. And in fact this morning I was in a program with the Minister Hannah Yeoh, who was having a event, and our purple truck was there. I think about a couple of thousand people were there, and we were actually providing the services of cancer screening. It's free. It's free. We do it in complimentary. Okay, so I felt that was something really nice, and because of the work that I'm doing now, I'm now the ambassador of the National Cancer Society, assisting them to even create more awareness. Giving talks to companies. Helping people at least making them aware to go and do cancer screening. And this, because we all have it, but we're not sure, or we don't know.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, it just creeps up on you, and you wouldn't know, what to do after that, right?
And the moment it keeps up with you, you're on third stage or second stage. So yeah.
Actually, I must say, actually, I would say this is a very, I understand that this initiative has a very deep emotional connection with you, but I also think it is very commendable, because this, in a way, contributes to access to health, greater access to healthcare, especially people in, remote areas, far away places, which, who may not be able to immediately, like you said, this could potentially save hundreds of lives. And if people could, figure out something early and then realize that they need to do more to get a proper diagnosis. But not many people get the opportunity for the first step, and often, like this you said, by the time you actually go and realize, it's already at an advanced stage.
Yeah. And I saw my daughter suffering after chemo. So it is terrible. You don't want to go through that. And then it's expensive.
Yeah.
So a lot of poor people, when they get into this, they can't do anything. They have to go to government public hospitals, and then public hospitals are all full. So it's so very painful to see that you need to do something, but you can't do anything. So the best way out is to get early screening. And Kumaran, you won't believe it. The data that comes out is also scary now. That every 10 people that we screen, one of them got irregularity.
Really, that bad?
Okay. Yeah. So it's 10%. Okay. So what we do is that the moment we see this person irregularity, so we straight away provide them extra diagnostic tests to make sure that it is not what it is. But even if it is what it is, they are early in the early stage. So they don't have to go for chemo. They don't have to do all this kind of thing, which is painful and costly. So that's one. The other one, which I thought was pretty timely, is that we went into the climate change by planting trees. So we have a forest in Iskandar, Johor, and up to today we have already planted 7,000 over trees. Maybe last count could have even been close to 8,000 over trees. It's all endemic trees, rainforest trees. And so this again is something that is talked about now. ESG is a very hot topic. What are companies doing in terms of carbon absorption? What are companies doing in terms of protecting Mother Earth? So MCIS, three years ago, we went to that route. And now we are encouraging other companies to come and join hand with us and plant more trees. So these two things that we have done, I've done in the last few years. Yeah.
That's great, Pak Jo. Your contribution to health and the environment, doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope your daughter's fully recovered, or at least on the way to a good recovery, and I wish her the best of health and a good future beyond this. And I hope everything is going well for you. Thank you so much, Pak Jo. This has been a wonderful discussion.
Thank you.
I think you've enlightened us on a lot of areas insurance, right from the agent's responsibilities all the way to the platforms that are facilitating change, facilitating digitalization, and how it's actually improving customer satisfaction in Malaysia. And I suppose a lot of these lessons can be learned and implemented in other parts of Southeast Asia as well. Obviously every market in Southeast Asia has its own customer experience challenges, and like you said, legacy system challenges, and the need to modernize and improve the offerings. I look forward to hopefully having you again in future shows, and maybe we could discuss other areas of customer satisfaction, customer experience. Maybe there could be something new, some other new breakthroughs or some other new developments later on that could take up another 30 minutes of our time talking about it.
Yeah. You're right. Definitely. Yeah.
As the market continues to evolve, the focus on customer experience and building trust will only become more crucial. There's so much more to discuss, and we'll definitely be revisiting some of the topics in future episodes. Thank you for watching. Please check out cxpose.tech on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and our website, cxpose.tech. The links are in the description. I'll see you again in the next episode with more tech and more talk.